Did you play? What position you played in?
I played
when you played
in high
football?
school. I played some guard, and then I moved to fullback. I got too small to play guard. I have a fascination with the O line, but I also love fullback and running back. So my forte is more running back, and I can coach the O line as well.
So you used to tote the tater.
I told it a little bit.
You told it a little bit.
You know what my nickname was?
What it was?
Slowpoke Rodriguez.
Slowpoke Rodriguez. Why they called you Rodriguez, man?
Because
You look Spanish.
They used to say I was Mexican.
You got good hair.
I don't know. I'm not Mexican. I am black.
But you got good hair.
I mean,
You got Indian in your family.
It ain't nothing but juices and berries. And my mama drive a Cherokee.
Your mama drive a Cherokee, so you got a little Indian in your family.
Yeah.
You got a little Indian in your family. All right, man. I see the LB short wavy cut.
Oh, man.
You light skinned too, man. You light skinned. Take it down here. Yeah, you dark. Hey, look, you darker than me. So I can say you like, hold on, we the same color up here though.
Oh yeah, well I get on up here now. I need a little sun.
Hey, look, I get a little sun because I work outside. I work outside, you know.
You say you've been coaching 26 years. You look young to me, man.
I sleep. I try to take care of myself. I do the best things I can. I go to the doctor when I'm supposed to go.
Okay.
Go to the doctor, man.
I think that's something black men need to learn to do. You need to go get yourself checked up. Make sure I found out I had high blood pressure my second year at Allen, and I really started taking that seriously, trying to eat differently, making sure I have to understand that I ain't 25 no more. I can't have all the greasy stuff I want to eat all the time.
Right.
So I try to do the best I can.
Okay. So get into coaching. What made you want to be a coach? Like, what made you wake up one day and say, you know what, I want to be a coach?
I knew I wanted to coach when I was in the 7th grade.
Okay.
I just knew at that time I wanted to coach football, and I fell in love with more, not so with playing, but more so with the strategy that went along with playing the game. So I used to watch my coaches. I would question things. I would ask them why we do this. So I wasn't a star. So when you're not being a star, you spend more time on the scout team. You got to learn different things. And as I started learning, I just started falling in love with the strategical part of football. And then the relationship. I think when you coach football, you're never without friends. I think you're never without comrades. I think it teaches you lessons that life itself, discipline, it takes, all the strategy parts of winning. And I used to go in the yard and play amongst myself, go outside and throw the ball up in the air. But I'm playing basketball or something, counting down it's 3, 2, 1, visualizing it myself, hitting the last second shot. I think that everything is a vision, and I knew somewhere along the way that, if a man will take a job as an equipment manager just to be a part of a staff, and then just to show your dedication to it and continue to go on that grind. And nobody knows this, but I worked for free for 4 years. I set the field up. I did everything. The sacrifice that I made to get to where I'm at, I think some people are like, why me? Well, they don't know what I gave up. I ask my kids all the time, what are you willing to give up to be successful? Right. Because it's going to cost you something.
Man, listen, that speaks volumes, because people don't understand when they just see these coaches on the sideline. They don't know what they sacrificed and actually lost to get to the position to be in, to even be coaching on Saturdays or Sundays, because there's certain jobs you got to take at GAs, graduate assistants. There's certain jobs you got to do the grunt work, and you may have a family at home. You may have 3 or 4 kids you got to feed, and hopefully you got a support system that's, baby, I'm going to hold it down. Or you got in-laws, and you got a mama that can hold it down while you chase your passion and not just your dream, and now it's a reality. So your support team was just as big as your grind.
That's right.
And people don't understand you need all of that.
And you're going to lose people along the way, and you got to be okay with that, because everybody not going to see your vision the way you see it. Yeah. And I tell people all the time, I stuck with it. I hit the grind. I remember sleeping in my car. I remember my car got repossessed with everything I had in it. I had went to class and came back out there, and everything I owned was in my car. And I thought maybe somebody had took it, but it had got repossessed. I read a sign when I used to be on the road recruiting. I saw this used car lot dealership. It said, "You want to be back on your feet real fast? Miss 3 payments." Miss 3 payments. I thought that was always a thing, but I gave up that. I'm on my second wife. I lost my first wife because of football. This stuff is a sacrifice. College football is now taxing. It's not just like it used to be where you had a break somewhere in between. It's became a year-round almost job now. So now you basically, once we move from one season, we transition into another, then you go into camp season. As soon as you get finished with camp season, you back in the fall camp for yourself, playing for the season. So it seems like you never get an ending break.
So good friend of mine. Go ahead.
So when you first started, from being the equipment manager to now? How much has football changed for you?
It hasn't changed much. I think the X's and O's are still the same. I think that the athletes have changed. You got better, just overall quality. They just more skilled guys. They just skilled at what they do. But I think football has became more of the physical part of football, where it was 2 yards in a cloud of dust is over with now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like basketball on grass now. I love the
Football
arena football.
has became not blue collar, it's became sexy.
Yeah.
And people don't understand, like, the game is way different, because stuff that we got away with playing the game coming up, my age, your age, cat age, you can't do that stuff no more. Because, man, like on Friday nights, don't get it twisted. I in your boat, I can't say I was the greatest, but I will knock the snot out of you. And I knock myself out trying to knock the snot out of you. But you can't play. You can't play like that no more.
That's right. The toughness in the game has been taken away. And I have no knock the 7-on-7s and different things of that there. I think it's tremendous for the kids to have an opportunity to do something over the summer. That's well for them. But I really believe that 7-on-7 changed the game. Now linebackers don't know how to play run because they spent all summer, dropping back, turning it back, running, trying to get in the hook curl area. And I think offensive coaches, that's what we do. We throw the ball more than we run it. So now there's really no physicality in it. And I think people, when they come watch football, they want to see scoring. Yeah. So I think that back in the day, we used to watch a game and it was 9-6. Now it's 45-59. It's whoever get the ball last and who can strategically, move the ball down the field.
Well, offense sell tickets and offense is appealing and defense is, hey, man, it's almost like a dinosaur. Real defense.
Yeah. But I still believe you got to be able to stop somebody.
You got to, because if you don't, you won't win the game.
I say defense win championships for you. And if you don't have no good defense and you don't have no players that can get pressure on the quarter, it's the way you recruit now. You used to want to find run-stopping guys. Now you're trying to find guys to get off that edge. You're trying to find people that can get. You've seen defensive linemen that went from 295 to those size to now they 255, 265, 6'4", long reach, running out the ball, trying to bat the ball back to the quarterback.
Okay.
You with the linemen too.
All right, so I noticed you say, you picked some stuff up from Saban, and Saban was one of the guys that said 7-on-7 was detrimental to the game. And I understand they give kids something to do. My problem with 7-on-7 is they're using the game to say that, well, we getting all these guys offers and we're doing this, we're doing that. But honestly, football is played with pads on. Some guys did get offers off 7-on-7. My problem with a lot of 7-on-7 programs, it's a lot of ineligible kids that are out there. It's a lot of kids that have no business being out there. Instead of worried about their grades, they're playing 7-on-7. So coaches are not holding the kids accountable to the process. That's my problem with 7-on-7. And I think a lot of these private programs, providing a service is great, and I admire anybody that's doing something for the community. But be honest with these kids. If you don't have a 2.5 GPA and you're ineligible, why are you even entertaining 7-on-7? You should be entertaining the classroom. So I feel like the high school coaches are fighting a losing battle with that.
I think that's a lot to do with the coaching though, because if that was you in that position, you wouldn't even play it. So I think a lot of these coaches put skill over.
Well, I won't get into whether 7-on-7 is good or whether 7-on-7 is bad.
That's just my opinion.
What I will say is that a lot of the teams have a lot of disparity on them. They go get all the best players that they can find, and they go make a team, and it's more about winning.
And
I think the process has been dropped where the developmental of kids are finding a way to teach them how to play the position and actually play it the correct way is what's missing in these guys who are now quote unquote 7-on-7 gurus who go out and get these teams. Anybody can go get the best players that are the best athletes.
Put it on the field.
And then they put them in a position that they let them do what they want to do. Then by the time they go to college and they got to go demonstrate certain skill sets that they have never been trained, now you have an argument between the DB coach and the kid because he's been allowed to get away with this for so long. Now when he gets on the field, he has to go through the fundamentals of playing the game, because I don't care what we say, the fundamentals of the game has never changed.
Never changed.
And I think that's what's missing in the youth leagues now. I think it's missing in the middle school where they had the developmental programs, and it's created this thing that now I either got to play. I don't want to be developed. Right. I don't want to be coached.
I want to play now.
I just want to play. I don't care about the team concept. All I care about what matters to me. And I think that's hurting college sports altogether.
It's not only college, high school, and youth. At the youth level, man, you got people jumping into what we're about to bring up, the transfer portal. at the youth level. Now imagine dealing with it at your level. See, now, because you can't coach how you want to, because kids are not the same. So the first time you make them upset, man, I'm going to the transfer portal. I'm going to the transfer portal. I'm out of here.
Right.
And it's all the way down to you. So what you got coming to you is not pretty. It's not pretty at all. So how do you keep your morals and principles and keep players happy?
Well, you got to adjust with the game. It's just like life. I remember one time in my life, they told me we was going to be able to pick up our phone and we was going to be able to see the person that we was talking to.
Yeah. Right.
That has came to pass. Just like in football, I think now it's no more building a program anymore. It's building a team. So every year you got to make sure you pick the right people and know that agreement is only going to last for 1 year. It's not a marriage. But here's the part that nobody has really sunk in yet. And I do a lot of reading. And I read this article in the Harvard Business Week about quiet quitting in the workforce.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thing. And it's a thing among kids now. They quiet quit. They go through everything you want them to go to. They show up every day. They work hard. But you come back for the fall and people done left your team and you don't even know they left.
Right.
That's called that quiet quitting.
Mm-hmm.
So now I think you almost got to manage your roster every day. It's became a full-time job of trying to test people's feelings to make sure you understand where they at in the process. Do you and it's the openness that has been taken away because of the contract that you was bound upon is now no longer legal or binding. So now when you get a kid in a room, he'll sit there and tell you, yeah, coach, I'm good. I'm coming back. And then you look up and he gone.
Right. He gone.
And you don't even know why he left. They don't even have the decency or respect to come and talk to you and have a conversation about what it is I don't like, what I do like, and those things of that nature there. And then when you add NIL money into it, now the recruitment process has become about a bag. Yeah. Everybody want to be dated now. Everybody want to, I got to get courted.
Men are being courted in this situation.
And that's why I say, to me, that's what made it bad, because as much as you doing for them, as much you put them through, if it get hard, I'm going to switch.
That's right. But going back, it still go back down to the youth level. Yeah. It still goes back down to parents. Oh, it's okay to quit. Oh, I'm gonna let him make the decision on where he want to play it. Because this is where you don't get to make a decision of where you want to play it until it's time to go to college.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? So when these parents find a coach that want to put into their children and morals, principles, game, morals, principles, then the game. Yeah. And then you won't have to worry about a kid being soft because you chewed him out. You won't have to worry about that stuff because you say the wrong thing to these kids. My feelings hurt and I'm gone.
That's right.
And that starts in the home. So parents got to help coaches. Coaches got to help coaches. And
I'm all for kids. I never was against the kids getting a little bit of money for what they do.
Oh, no.
I just think it should be paired up in another way. Maybe put into a pool and disseminated. You got people that's never threw the ball in a game that got $1 million deals. I mean, that's an investment that you thinking that now these kids. I think it happened with a kid. I don't want to call any names, but they took a lot of money from one team and decided I'm going to leave and go somewhere else.
How do you govern that?
I mean, those are things that I think nobody wants to touch or nobody wants to speak on. But as a coach, we don't have no type of no protection. Basically, if you can't manage your roster or keep them there, you could be fired in 1 or 2 years, all because of the decisions of an 18 to 22-year-old kid. And you don't know what makes him not want to be where he wants to be, or he decides that it looks better on this side of the fence. It's a lot that has changed in this game that makes you say, where is everything going? And hear you guys speak about it I'm not visible enough in the youth department to know, but I do know that a lot of kids are coming to college uncoached, no skill sets, just raw talent that it takes us 3 to 4 years to develop a kid. Yeah. But if he gets developed and you didn't got him where he needs to go, and then all of a sudden he say, I'm out. There's no thank you for it. There's no reward for it. Those coaches who pride themselves, like myself, I believe fundamentals is a part of the game. And I'm not going to play you if I don't feel like you're going to do it the way the team needs to be done.
saying that, you know, going back to the youth level, then we'll jump back up. I see a lot of coaches, it's the first day of conditioning, and they already throwing footballs around. Their kids don't even know how to do a perfect push-up.
Right.
Like I'm the type of coach, I won't touch the ball for the first month of practice. We'll learn how to do push-ups, we'll learn how to do planks, we'll learn how to do bear crawls, we'll learn how to do crabs. Like, we're going to learn how to do the stuff that's going to make us stronger, faster, and smarter. Reverse that: smarter, stronger, faster.
Right.
And then we will apply the game.
That's right.
You know, but that's just me. But coaches gotta they gotta adapt to that and get infected with that type of mentality at that level, and it'll make it easier for the high school coach, and it'll make it easier for the college coach. But even speaking on, you're at a HBCU, right? How hard it is for you to recruit these kids versus going up against the juggernauts. How hard it is for you to recruit.
I just don't think it's a challenge. I don't really believe it's a challenge. We're not in the same league. Don't shoot at the same baskets. Don't pay the same taxes. Don't even got the same money. Okay. So I try to stay within the league of my own. So what I try not to do is not let Lane or let Benedict or let people that I gotta play against beat me at the level that I gotta play at in my league. Okay. I don't try to get to the SEC and all those places because that's not in my league. I don't have to worry about those things. But now with the lay of the land, this is the positive part about it. You have an opportunity now to get some of those kids if you have the resources and the different things that's out there to be able to allow these kids to want to come a part of what we're doing. So that really means a lot to everybody that's involved. But I think sometimes we get too over saying about what we can't get. Right. Everybody around me, we speak positive. We bring kids in and we talk about the opportunity that we're going to provide for you, the education that we're going to give to you. We talk about what we're going to do to develop you as a human being, to put you in this world so that you can become a productive citizen. We try to teach values that I think are missing in the home because the home structures have been really tore apart. Right. Most of the time we go into these single parent homes and these boys are being raised by mamas who coddle them, who don't allow them to go through failure or adversity or allow, as soon as it gets a little bit too much pressure for him, he busts. Or she say he got to go somewhere else. Right. I'm taking him to another place. You didn't let my baby get in enough quarters. He didn't get to play. Well, what about the part, when does it go back to the kid? How much work are you putting in when I'm not with you?
Right.
Yeah.
What are you doing when nobody else is watching? That's character in life. Mm-hmm. So in football, I watch a film and I want to see what the kid is doing when the ball ain't coming his way. Wow. When he ain't got his hand, when his hands ain't touching the ball, does he block on the backside? Is he hustling down the field? Mm-hmm. Did he go knock the safety out if he was a backside receiver and he trying to help his buddy score? Or is it about him? When you watch him on the sideline, you can look at a film. You know, all coaches film from up high so you can see the sideline. Yes. And if you ever pay attention to it, the sideline be divided. You have a group down here that's bundled up. Then you got a group in the middle that's locked in, following the coaches. And then you got a group that's way down there. He might have his helmet in his hand. He might be swinging it. And sometimes they mad just because they didn't get to play. And then all these things with adding quarters, that everybody should get to play, and all this other stuff like that. That really puts a hard time on a kid. This is the world we've came to now. Right. That's why when they get to college and they don't get to play, or they don't want to be developed, or they're a backup, in life, I think, and I'll speak from black households, it's not cool to be number two. I mean, that's the part nobody wants to. It's not cool to be number two. Right. You got to be number one. We want to be LeBron. We don't know what it means to be a role player. Right. If you go home and say, Mom, I'm the number 2 quarterback. Oh, what you mean? You won't be number 2.
Right. Number 1.
You upset because you're not a part of the program. That's why we can't have staffs where you got to be okay with being the number 2.
You got to be okay with being Robert.
Yeah, everybody want to be the chief. Nobody want to be the Indians. Nobody want to do the work. Yeah. So when I was assembling my staff, I found people. I got 5 head coaches on this team. They don't work for me. They don't work for me. They work with me. Right. We work together. Some of these men are old enough to be my father. And that's the amount of respect that I have for them, that I allow myself. You got to undress yourself sometime and say, I don't know. And be okay with knowing that I don't know.
Right.
And then if you don't know, let those people pour into you, because all they doing is helping develop me. So hopefully when I get to their age, that somebody see value in me, that I can add value to them.
Yes.
And that's what I love to do. I love to add value to people. And I like for a kid to create value for himself as a human being, so he can add value to the team or the organization that he decides to go work for.
Okay, man, listen, like you just spoke volumes, and that covered a lot in this interview. And a lot of stuff that we're faced with on that level is that now this is the generation where the single mother sons are fathers. And they're taking the kids off the team faster than the mothers are. And like I just told Kat this morning, my young homies come to me and ask me for advice all the time, especially in their relationships. And, you know, I asked them, I said, you have a young son in the house, you got a daughter in the house? And they'd be like, yeah. I said, you tired? Yeah. I said, but look, it ain't about you. I don't care how bad that relationship is at that moment. You don't leave that house until your children know who you are, until the morals and principles are put in place. That relationship you in, you was already in it. So sacrificing self-satisfaction for a few more months or maybe 2 more years. And everybody be talking about, if you ain't happy, leave. You ain't happy, leave. Yeah, that's if you're single. As a man, like you say, it's just single moms in the house. You need to stay there with your children until they understand and have that conversation on ending relationships healthy. And then guess what? When that business relationship come, by the time they get to you and they want to go to the transfer portal, they come look you in the eye like a man and call you the man. Hey, coach, man, this just ain't working. I don't feel like this is the best situation. But our problems with our kids now is that they don't know how to end relationships healthy and respectfully. So that's another thing we got to do at home first. So we make it easier on my man. Listen, this man right here has given so many children in the Polk in the mid-Florida area, Florida period, a chance to come and play college football. It may not be the major, it may not be mid-major, it may not be Power 5, but he's giving you an opportunity to get a quality education and giving you a chance, because you don't know what may come from your situation if you put in the work, because there's cameras everywhere now. It's cameras everywhere now. So just put the work in. And like Coach Prime said, keep working when the lights ain't on.
That's right.
Eventually they'll see you.
Yeah. I want to go back to what you said about the household.
Yeah.
It takes 30 minutes to have a wedding. It takes 30 years to have a marriage.
Yeah.
And everything we do is a marriage. You're in covenant with someone. And if we don't teach them the morals and principles at home when we get into that relationship, because that's what it is when you have that kid. It takes 1 hour, 2 hours to have that kid.
Yeah.
Now when we're talking about raising that kid, we don't have people that's raising people now. They're friends with their kids. They believe everything their kids tell them. And I remember at one time, man, the football coach, the pastor, and maybe a teacher was the people we looked up to. I could go home and tell my mama, I believed everything Coach Hugh Found told me. Because that's the type of trust I had for him. So if you take on that role as a coach, know it's this important role to be able to do the right thing by those kids. It may not, it's kids that right that moment, they may not like you. For what you made, but I'm always going to do what's best, just like you do for your household. We're going to do what's best for the organization.
Yes, sir.
Whatever's going to put the organization first, that's what we're going to do. I'm not always comfortable with the decisions that we have to make, but at the end of the day, we have to do what's best for the organization, and that's the only way we're going to keep the family together. So when I put people around me, I want people that can make decisions that's not comfortable. So in life, if you want to be successful, you're going to have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because everything about success is uncomfortable. When you look at all the greats, the Michael Jordans, the LeBrons, regardless of how you, Kobe, everybody has a greatness in them in some way, but you got to look at what they gave up, what they worked for, how hard they worked, the effort they put in. While you sleep, Tiger Woods hitting 3,000 golf balls. Do you see that this man had a car accident, back surgery, the whole 9, and he made it to the 3rd round of the Masters just a few days ago? But that's a sacrifice that man makes.
Wow.
Nobody gets it, man.
Wow.
I just think that we all got to do a better job from the youth level to the middle school level to the high school level and preparing these kids about the decisions that they make. And so many people jump into the portal. I think it's about 60, maybe at 60,000 people.
Dang, when it was just 1,000, it was just like
it's just
1,000.
open. It's wide open. But you know how many people going to be still left in that portal when it's over with? Probably around 30,000.
30,000.
So you leave. I've seen kids make decisions. You leave a place where somebody's paying for you to go to school.
Yeah.
I wish I would go home and call my mom and tell her I'm about to leave a place that gave me some money to go play school to chase an opportunity that I might not get.
Why leave a home that was built for you for an apartment that's just temporary?
Because we want more.
We want more for less.
We want more. We the only generation of people who want more.
Never know.
We used to just want a car. Until we saw that Phantom pull up beside us and we look out the window. Man, I want that Phantom.
I want that Phantom.
I'm good to have a car.
Yeah.
Because back in the days, everybody was just happy to have a car. Some people didn't have a car. Your coach came and picked you up.
Right.
You probably still going through the neighborhood.
Go through that.
Go through the neighborhood. I got him. I'll pick him up. I'll make sure you get back home.
Yeah.
But one thing go wrong, the parent, oh no, he not coming back to you. But you forget all the good things. That I picked him up. I used my gas. Never asked you for gas money. Never asked you for anything. But I've been raising your kid. But all of a sudden, when one thing go wrong, you destroy the whole relationship because it didn't go right for your kid.
You talking that talk.
And that's
You
what
talking
we're
that talk. You talking that talk.
I'm just talking about what I'm talking about.
Hey man, but what you said about being uncomfortable, I just told somebody that's where the growth at.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what
If
you
you want to grow, be uncomfortable. Because being uncomfortable will make you tired. And what they say, being hard headed will make you tired, and being tired will make you listen. You'll start listening, because when you're uncomfortable, you're gonna be hard headed for a while, and then you'll start listening, and then it'll get easier. Like my man just said. Hey, but I want to take out a second to give a shout out to our sponsors, Rap Snacks. Rap Snacks. If you ain't got a bag, they can sit in the big camera. Grab a bag right there. I got to do it for IG.
Okay. Right there.
Rap Snacks. If you ain't taste the new Boost's Louisiana Hots,
Louisiana Heat.
you need to get Louisiana Heat.
I'm going to say it like this. These things right here, this is my favorite right here. Boost is my favorite rapper too. And we love these things, man. I appreciate it. Rap Snacks, D. Clark, we appreciate everything you do for us. Appreciate that.
Hey, and don't be surprised when you see Crunchtime Survivors with their own bag with Coach Keegan. We don't know what flavor we want though. We got to come up with a flavor together, baby.
Well, I'm just saying we got to come up with something.
I like a little sour cream. What you like of yours?
I like that. I don't.
Me and Coach Cole, we thinking about getting us some. We gonna call them Coach Snacks.
Coach Snacks?
You know, Coach
Okay.
Cole's, he like Lay's. You know,
He like Lay's?
he's the same age as my mom.
Okay.
You know, my mom like Lay's too. I'm
Okay.
like, that must have been the only chip. He eats them waffles with the cream in it.
Yeah.
You remember the ones you used to go
Yeah.
He eat them peanuts, the little orange peanuts.
Yeah.
Okay.
The little
So what you trying to call this man old?
No.
Hey, Coach,
I'm
he
just
said
saying.
yeah, Coach. He said we bringing Coach on in a minute. But we about to talk defense too, baby.
But that was the good candy.
That was good candy.
Nobody really know that. That's the good candy. Circus peanuts. Yeah. Those are the good candies, man. I be like,
so you talking about the little blue candies the church ladies used to keep?
Yeah.
Them candies there. Yeah, we like them too. Hey, also hit our Ko-Fi. Listen. CrunchTimeSurvivors.com. We need the donations because guess what? This thing only gonna get bigger. Yeah. Hey, guess what? We need finances, baby. We need finance because right now it's all out of pocket by me and my team. You understand what I'm telling you? Say, so support the movement. Soon we'll have shirts on the Ko-Fi. You can go ahead and get your gear. Coach Keaton got his gear. You know, Crunchtime Survivor, powered by Clark Atlanta University, baby. Y'all better stop playing with us. You hear me? You hear me?
You know, I do speaking engagements and different things of that nature. If you follow me on Instagram at Keaton.Teddy, you can get me there. You can get me on Twitter at Teddy Keaton, Teddy K95. You can follow me on Facebook. I used to post a lot of quotes and different things that I used to inspiration, but I met someone along the way and say, stop giving away all that game.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Stop giving away all that game. You need to pay for it.
Yeah.
I just tell people, if I can help anybody. I mean, and sometimes we always think that we got to get it from the big league coaches. It got to be Coach Saban or another. All of us preaching the same thing. We just don't have the same platforms. Mm-hmm. If we had the platforms, I think there's nothing wrong with HBCUs. Right. HBCUs have probably educated more black people than any other resource, and I think you become more successful when you not no knock to my PWIs, but I think that they create an avenue for you, and you go into a space that you get to be you. Yeah. I love Clark Atlanta. I've been here probably 170 days, maybe 180, and you're talking about the vibe that Clark Atlanta has. It's a vibe.
Man, we saw it last night. We was in the city, man. It's a vibe. Atlanta don't owe us nothing, man.
I mean, I tell you, the food, the places that you could be, the people that we come in contact with every day. You know, shout out to Black Love Love Mozzie back?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You know, he provides certain stuff for us, man. My man is busting. We love Black Love. Black Love is what it is. So that's another guy we done came in, and there's going to be some guys at our spring game. If you're not doing anything today, check us out at 3 p.m. We about to go live out here for our spring game, my first spring game here at Clark, Atlanta. This is my 4th team that I done turned around.
Yes.
So I'm excited about this project. This is stuff I take on jobs that nobody else will do.
Right. All right. Hey, Coach, you still in school, right?
Yes, I just finished.
You just finished with what?
At Harvard.
At Harvard. At Harvard graduate. Stop playing with him. Stop playing. Tell him what you got, Coach.
I got an organization and strategical leadership degree.
And which degree was it?
The organization and strategic.
Okay, and so listen. You heard him, but I also want to take the time out to do this, man. Just 3 weeks ago, I get a call. Right, my son, he played up at Central Connecticut State, and he got his bachelor's a while back. So he called me. He said, "Dad," he said, "Man, I just want to tell you, man, I'm graduating with my master's May 10th." And for a minute, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, man, I got a little sensitive. I got a little tear-eyed. He like, "Man, Pop, you tripping." But man, I'm so proud of my son, Emmanuel Scott, man. Like, man, y'all don't know what he's done for our family. Like he's the first.
That's right.
Like he's the first for the Scott family, man, to do what he done, man. I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of him, man.
And I'm proud of you too, young man. Keep churching. Learning is a process too. Don't ever stop learning. I think when you stop learning, you stop growing, and be able to be okay with not knowing everything. Right. I think a lot of kids do not want to say that they don't know. It's okay. My man said he got sensitive. That's okay. It's okay to be sensitive. I think as men, we need to show our kids a little bit more sensitivity and let them know that we care. They need to be hugged on. They need to be told that I love my son. I got a 3-year-old Cohen. I got a 17-year-old Mackenzie, and I got a 24-year-old Taylor. And I love those. Those are my pieces. Those are my heartbeats. Those are the people that I do it for. I love everything about this thing, but I tell people I can't save the world. And lose the ones I'm ultimately responsible for.
Yes, sir.
So I feel like everything I do a platform, and it's more so to leave a legacy.
Yes, sir.
I don't care about what money I make, how much money, because I can't take none of that with me.
Right.
But what I can do is leave something great behind that my kids can take their kids to and say, your daddy did that. This is part of your granddaddy did that. These are the things that you want. What did you do it for? What did you live for? What will they say about you in that dash? Because on every headstone, there's a start date and there's an end date. Right. But in the middle, there's a dash. What are they going to talk about when we get to that dash?
Well, you talking about you preaching it. You preaching it. And like getting back to your coaching career, you said you started off as a graduate assistant. From there, how did you elevate? And what positions did you coach? Like what you said you played running back, but what's your favorite position to coach?
Running backs. That's what it was. So what I did is, this is how I did it. I used to set the fields up, go out, do everything, wash the clothes, the whole nine. So when I had free time, I would sneak into the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator meetings, and I'd be in the back with my notepad. I'm just writing. They up there teaching and coaching. They watching film. I'm writing just like I'm one of the students in the game because I knew I had to have an opportunity. So every time something came open, I would go and Coach Danzig, God rest his soul. Theo Danzig was the best man I met. He really taught me a lot about the game. So what I did is I used to go and, hey, Coach Danzig, I know you got a running back job coming open.
Right.
That guy just left. You think I could do it? Ted, go back out there and wash the clothes. All right, I go do it.
Right.
Next thing you know, one day I just kept being persistent with him. He say, well, I tell you what, if you really want to be the running back coach, go cut my mama grass and go cut my grass. And I'm all around there. What that got to do with football? I don't cut no grass. Right. But guess what? All he was trying to figure out is, did I love it enough? Was I willing to do? What was I willing to do to be a coach? And then I moved into the running back coach.
How many years was that in?
That was 3 years. That was my 3rd year in, coach, for working for free. And then I started coaching the running backs. Right. I got a guy named Zach Berkland who coached at Phoenix City, and another guy, Ricardo Thomas, that played running back. One had 800 and some yards, the other one had 900 and some yards. But those meetings that I went to, because it was costing me to be there. It was costing me to be at that job doing nothing for free. My ex-wife said, oh, they using you.
Right.
Oh, you shouldn't be doing all that for free. You need to get a job. You're a grown man. I said, I just, something in my spirit was like, you got to keep going, keep pushing. Wow. So I did it. So I coached the running back, and then I was ready to go on because I never really thought I was going to be no more than a high school football coach. That's what I really thought I was going to be.
Right.
So I was preparing to try to go get a job. So I called my high school. They had been doing really bad, and I called over to my high school and I said,
What school was that?
W.S. Neal High School in Bruton, Alabama. I called over and called the principal and said, hey, I want to interview for the head coaching job.
Right.
And the principal called me back at that time, and it really it hurt me bad. He said, I don't think that we're ready for a black head coach at our school yet. That probably hurt me more than anything that really tore me apart there.
Okay.
So what I did is I went and interviewed at some high schools at Selma High School in Montgomery, Alabama, right outside of Montgomery. And Woodrow Lowe was the coach. Woodrow Lowe Jr. His dad was a legendary linebacker at the University of Alabama. Woodrow played at Alabama as well. So I went over and I interviewed in there, and I got in there and I interviewed and bam, bam, bam. And a couple guys was in the room, and I just really knew I had the job because I had drew up everything. I knew what I was talking about. The whole nine. I got ready to leave, and he shook his hand. A guy come running around the building. His name is Chris Williams. I'm forever grateful for Chris Williams because he impacted my life. He ran around the building. He said, "Hey, Coach Keaton." I said, "What's up?" He said, "Here go my card. I just took this job in Odessa, Texas, and I'm about to be the head coach of an indoor football team. They starting in Texas. I would want you to join me."
Wow.
And I was shocked because I ain't never heard of it. So I had to really so in the process, he takes me to Birmingham. Steel Dogs are playing in Birmingham. So Coach Williams invites me up with Bobby Humphrey, the legendary running back, was coaching. Chris Gould was coaching the defense and the whole nine. So I go over there and I learn arena football. And then we go to Texas. And I go to Texas. I start off as the director of college player evaluation. So I was recruiting, getting the players in on flights and planes. And I was coaching the D-line at the time. And so the defensive coordinator really wasn't doing a great job at it. And him got into it, and he promoted me to defensive coordinator. And when he promoted me to defensive coordinator, we went 20-2 as the defensive coordinator and had the #1 defense in the league. And in 2 years, we just was killing it. And next thing you know, the people were coming to interview me for a head coaching job. And the people from Lakeland flew in 4 or 5 times. Okay. They saw me at the All-Star. I was the defensive coordinator for the All-Star game in the indoor football. Next thing you know, they flew me to Lakeland, and that was my first head coaching job at 26 years old.
At which college?
At Lakeland, the Thunderbolts, arena football.
Arena football, okay.
Arena football.
So what was your first college job?
My first college job was my alma mater. And so when I write my book, it's going to be from 10 years, in 10 years from equipment manager to head coach in 10 years.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So you did it
I went back to the institution that I started in 10 years.
And the institution?
And them 4 years now, let's not discount them 4 years of free work now, free labor, because we think that we should get paid for everything we do. Do we understand that the value in doing something for being a servant leader?
Knowledge.
The knowledge that I gained by being around a room full of people, Melvin Pete, Dennis Conner, Big Coach, Harold Bishop. There's a lot of guys that was in that room that had plenty of experience. Thomas Newsom, that's Ozzie Newsom's brother. That's the general manager of the Baltimore Ravens. He's the president of Baltimore Ravens. Now, those are the things that I really learned from. And I got relationships with these guys to this day.
Wow.
And those are the things that I'm very grateful for, those relationships. You hear me keep talking about relationships. I value relationships more than I do money. And a lot of people don't realize what relationships can do for you to help you chase your bag.
Yeah.
A man with a lot of connections will always have worth.
That's right.
Yeah. Will always have worth. And in having connections, you have to build relationships. You have to build relationships. So, man, you'll always be an asset with relationships, and you will never die. Because your relationships, you'll pass them on to somebody. And see, people be worried about, leaving money, the money you gonna leave. No, because my sons, you gonna know all my business relationships.
That's right.
You gonna know all my, see, and in Tampa, people don't know, I ain't just satisfied with being the plug.
Yeah.
I'm the socket. I'm gonna supply the plug. I'm a supply the plug with connections and relationships and building.
Let me talk about the Tampa connections, man. Right. So when I was driving Coach Danzig during them 4 years when I was free, I was his driver. So we used to go down to the Boys and Girls Club. I can't think of the man's name. I still can't think of his day. But we went to that Boys and Girls Club, and that's where we found Jermaine Blakely.
Spank
what
it.
we spank-
I can tell you who the
spank
man was. Well, hold up. Was it the East End? Was they blue and white?
Yeah. Well,
So that was Bobby Wiles, the legend. That's Bobby Wiles,
his
the
name.
legend. What are
Bobby
you talking
Wiles,
about?
The relationship that he had with Theophilus Danzig.
Yeah.
My head coach, the one that got me into this game, connected me to Tampa for the rest of my life.
Wow.
Because that's where we started with Jermaine Blakely, Kenji,
That's spanking.
all those people there, man, Kenya. It's a lot of guys that Chris Jones, I can name a whole Thomas Godbout.
Let's talk about your Tampa connections.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the family. You got Tom G.
That's right.
Florida famous rapper.
That's right.
And
He
you coached.
was on the staff.
He was on that team.
Played center.
You got Bolo,
Tim Mingo.
Like, let's look at all these connections, man. Look at all these connections. And guess what? We done talked to all of them. Me and you, we got connected through Tampa Connect.
That's right.
And now it's like we known each other all our life.
Mike Trigg.
Conan's Barbecue, we're just talking about you, baby.
Mike Trigg, let's not forget about that. And they still call to this day when they got a kid.
Yeah.
And they still put their stamp on me. And those guys are almost just as old as me because these guys were just there and I'm working for free.
Yeah.
I was on the staff, but those guys, I'm the equipment manager, you know, and these guys out here working. They trying to get their thing in. I remember when they, like I said, Tom, them. Yeah, where you saw me
Team Fetty, that first mixtape, man of the hour. Hey, go by that snack truck and eat at my partner food truck, man. I'm telling you,
no doubt.
He on fire. Fight about it, Tate. I think Tate was up there. Javante Lawson.
Yes.
Listen, he got outside barbecue.
Look,
Them boys doing their thing down there, man.
I just told you, man, the connections and the relationships. And when them guys, they all know me as Coach Teddy. They ain't going to say Coach Key. They going to say Coach Teddy.
Yes, sir.
And when I see it in my phone and somebody tell Coach Teddy, you doing your thing, man, I love it because I support them. Because when I heard Tom rap, and I didn't even know the dude could rap like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm a Tom G fan. And they'll tell you, everybody know that if they from Florida, I'm going to always throw that out there.
Yeah.
And they be like, you ain't really a Tom G fan. Did I start busting out one of the songs? They be like, okay, you really a Tom. I rocks with him. I've rocked with him since day one. And that's the things that I like about the relationship. Like Mike Triggs, he called when a kid come, hey, Teddy, I got a guy. We can talk all the way back from Birmingham. We can go all the way here. These guys have been connected with me at all points in time. So when everybody asks me, well, you just been throwing through Tech, Chamberlain, Blake, King, Reese Sturgis, everybody. I'm talking about some legends that I didn't coach in my life that came from Tampa. I just feel like every year I got to have one.
Yeah,
from Tampa.
Man, listen, you
just one.
Just one.
Just one.
And you hear to see Tampa on the mount, man. Tampa ATL Connect, man. I love my city. Remember, Tampa need Tampa, and then once we get Tampa, we'll worry about everybody else. Yeah. And guess what? We up here in the ATL, that's the next state we taking over.
Do you know people really think that because I spend so much time in Tampa and recruiting Tampa, they think I'm from Tampa.
Man, you in the past, man. You from Tampa, man. You that's your second home, man.
Well, I had to, when Tom G said you got to cross 50th Street, so so I don't want to cross 50th. That's my dude. Man. So I let me say something. Vicariously, I got a kid right now, David Wright III.
Oh, yeah. That's the little homie. I coached his dad. His dad was my point guard.
Jamal Jones.
Yes, sir.
Onwood High School, Tampa.
Yeah, that's nephew.
Armand Harris.
That's nephew.
Tampa Bay Tech. Jock Borders, Tampa Bay Tech.
Nephew.
Terrence Gwynn.
Ted. Yes, sir. That's Trina's son.
All them boys. Tampa. That's Tampa. And every year I go find one. Just one. Jaden. Your son, your stepson. Jaden was a baller.
Yes, sir.
Like I say, everybody that ever got from there, they've been appreciative and they've taken it by their hands and they got an opportunity. And I try to go get those kids. They may not be the best of kids, but when they leave, they get a graduation. They get a chance to graduate. They get a chance to be exposed to something new, and they just drive the connects all the way through.
Man, that's what it is. Well, man, let's talk about your first season, the upcoming season, the 2024 season. What are your plans to turn this program around?
Just win, baby.
Yeah. Just win.
Just win, baby.
Just win.
So I don't worry about the labor pains. I just try to have a baby. Everybody's always on this negative thing. Coach, they've been losing for years. So what now? What? That's not my problem. It's not a problem now. Okay. My problem is to take this thing to another level. We are here. We coming. As Prime would say, we coming. We working hard. My hat goes off to the kids, man.
Right.
We came in, and I could have cut everybody that was here. But I embraced the relationships that I built with the kids. Some of the staff members. Look, y'all buy into my philosophy. and we will win.
We will win.
We will win. Just give me my philosophy. Help me do what we do. We will win. So guess what? I feel like everybody is trying their best to get to a winning situation.
Yes, sir.
And I think that we're going to be the crew that does it, or we're going to lay the foundation for it to be done. But I tell people all the time, and I believe this with all my heart, if Coach Keaton can't do it, then it probably can't be done.
Yes, sir. So tell me, so what is your position on the staff?
I am the head football coach, the CEO, Chief Operating Officer of this football staff. I do not coach a position anymore. I do the recruiting, and I head up a lot of the relationship building.
So you have an OC, you have a DC?
Yes, I have an OC and I have a DC. My OC is Coach Cunningham, Marvin Cunningham, and my DC is the legendary LC Cole.
Hey, I thought LC was in the building, man.
He in the building.
Where he at?
We're gonna get
man, go and get LC so we can get him in Coach Hayden.
And we're gonna get him in Coach Hayden.
We're gonna chop some eggs. I want to pick their brain.
Like before you was able to do that, how hard was it to step away and just not call plays no more?
It's very hard. The relinquish of power is the hardest thing to do. I told you, in order to be successful, you got to undress yourself sometimes. Right. So what I did is I took off the coaching hat and I put on the CEO hat, and I tried my best to build relationships and try to keep them, and I let the coaches handle the coaching part. I got some legendary people that's around me, 5 head coaches, guys that do a tremendous job of doing what they do and bringing their level of expertise in the building, and I let them. He is my assistant head coach, and he's my defensive coordinator, and he's became the honorary grandfather of my child, who only person he want to see when he come to the building is Coach Cole. And Coach Cole got
like the DC here now.
Yeah, he here.
It ain't DC.
Come on, Coach Cole.
Come on, OG. Hey man, come on over here, man. Y'all give it up, man. You can stay right here. You get in the camera.
Let Coach Cole.
You can stand right here. Hey,
Coach. Give him the seat, man. Give him the seat.
Oh, we give you the seat. Hey, Coach, man. We're gonna talk little X's and O's, right? So, introduce yourself.
My name is LC Cole, but originally it's Lawrence Cole. But I come from a large family I have 8 brothers, so it's 9 of us. So all boys. So
yeah.
So you've been in the game for how long?
44 years.
44 years, and where all did you coach?
Well, I played my college football at University of Nebraska. And and when I finished with there, played a little bit in the league, a little bit, and then I started at New Mexico State, Ball State, Kansas State, University of Wisconsin, Toledo, Morgan State, Eastern Michigan, University of Cincinnati, Tennessee State, Alabama State.
So you've been around. So what scheme do you run defensively?
Well, we run out of a 34, which everybody calls now, but for me, it's a 50.
It's a 50. It's a 50. Yeah. So you have the Savage or the Rover or whatever you call them. You stand inside a lot. Your edge guys got to be athletes. They have to cover the flats and be able to rush the passer and stop the run.
Right. Yes.
So
When you first started now, how much has it changed for you as part of your defensive scheme?
No, it's really not changed. Like you say, you ran the 50. That's what we ran at the University of Nebraska. And I just kind of, after I started in coaching, I met a guy by the name of Joe Lee Dunn a little bit. And he kind of like convinced me a little bit. When you're in that 50 scheme, you can have undersized people to play.
Yeah, right? You can. You can. They just have to be able to move.
And so, you do a lot of different games, like you say, coming here, coming there, but you have to have good cover guys.
Yes, you got to have good cover guys on the back end. A lot of people like to run off man and cover 3 behind that. You do. I mean, I don't want you to give what your secret is. That a smart thing to do?
No, well, we do both. We do the off man, and then also we do, press man, get up on top of them.
Okay.
That's the thing. You guys just find you some good cover guys. You get some good cover guys, you can probably do anything you want to do in football.
Hey, man.
It's harder now that you can't really put your hands on them.
Yeah,
right.
It's hard to coach that way for you, because you was around when them dogs played. It's hard. Now you got to run up to somebody and say, "Hey, man, how you doing? I can tackle you." But when you was give it to him.
Yeah, Nebraska was like that. And then when you played Oklahoma with Billy Sims and all them,
Billy Sims, yeah,
they came downhill at you. They running that wishbone, so you had to take them guys on.
Oh, you had to take them on.
Yes.
Huh? Well, man, we looking forward to watching y'all put this great defense on the field in 2024, man. And we wish y'all much success. And we got to get my man Teddy over the top, Coach Keaton over the top. I ain't going to call him Teddy, Coach Keaton over the top, because guess what? Putting the respect on his name. I couldn't call Coach Prime, so I'm going to call him Coach Keaton. Hey, you already know what time it is. Put some respect on his name. Hey, also, I got another guy, Coach Hayden, coming on to explain the recruiting process and what your kids need to do to be collegiate eligible to play college football. Hey, Coach, come on, man. Hey, man, it was nice talking to you, man.
Appreciate it. All right. Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Coach Hayes.
Come on over here, man. Come over. Coach, you come sit right here, man. That's a nice shirt you got on.
Thank you.
That's a nice shirt you got on. You looking good.
Thank you.
Hey, explain to the up and coming 25 grads what they need to do to be eligible for a college scholarship.
Well, you have to be able to meet the NCAA Division II eligibility standard of having a 2.2 GPA in your core classes, but with Clark Atlanta being a world-class elite academic institution, we really want to recruit a young man with a 3.0 or higher. And then for a Georgia recruit particularly, that allows us to stack some nice academic money from the state of Georgia as well as from the university, depending upon what your major is. Right. We want young men of character. We want young men who are willing to work extremely hard. We have well over 300 years of coaching experience from all sorts of levels on this coaching staff. Mm-hmm. And they've got to be able to take the hard coaching and the tough love from, probably in my opinion, I've been with Coach Keaton 5 different jobs, the best coaching staff he's ever assembled, in my opinion.
Wow.
These guys are phenomenal coaches and leaders of young men. And we want young men that are willing to and want to honor God in everything that they do.
Yeah. So we watching. He just told you character. So he already done hired me. I'm the coach that get the Lord Harvest and all them to DM you. Yeah, I'm the coach. We're going to find out who you really are. You hear me? When that pretty girl come up on your timeline and she got on that little outfit, just know Coach Chain send her. And we're going to find out your character before we offer you, man. So you better be talking right, man. You better be talking right. Hey, Coach Keaton, come on back on so, man, we can close it out. Hey, Coach, hey, man, listen, love you, man. And I appreciate everything you're doing in the Tampa Bay area. Hey, keep doing it, man. Keep coming down to see us, man. We appreciate it.
We love to recruit speed. We love to recruit kids from football hotbeds, and that would include Florida, Tampa. We want to create an all-star team from the state of Georgia,
right?
And then add kids from Florida,
yes, sir,
Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina. But I will say the Clark Atlanta brand is so big that we can recruit nationally pretty easily. Like we just signed a player from California, Michigan, and Arizona in this recruiting class.
Wow, he was a big boy from Oakland.
Just since we've been here. This means this new recruiting class since we started in January.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's an awesome school to recruit to. It has all kinds of things to offer. An elite academic situation that you can get a tremendous degree. And then the students are immersed in just a great experience. There's all kinds of great opportunities to have fun, to do internships, to work jobs, to meet all kinds of people that can help them get somewhere after they graduate.
That's what's up, man.
The university really is a special place.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, Coach Keaton, come on, man. Let's get ready to close things on now. Hey, thank you for coming, Coach. We appreciate it
you.
for the education. We appreciate it. Man, y'all listen to what this man said. So, Coach, 3 o'clock this afternoon. 3 o'clock this afternoon. Go on ahead and sit up here, man. Now, we done came all the way to Atlanta, man. Yeah. You got to let me call a play. You got to let me call a play.
Oh, man. Here you go. Well, guess what? You're going to talk to my offensive coordinator about that. Remember, I'm just the CEO.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Marvin's going to let you call any plays.
What, can I blow a whistle?
Yeah, you can blow the whistle. I mean, you can blow the whistle.
All right, well, I can blow it to bring everybody come. Hold up. Can I call a timeout?
No, we don't use timeouts unless we really need them. I'm sorry.
I can get them water? Man, can't get them water?
Yes.
We can't get... I ain't never been out there.
Cat said he came to my office earlier and told me he was in the transfer portal.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Wow. Well, we gonna see that. Y'all look for that reel. Y'all look for that reel. Cat entering the transfer portal, man. Y'all tune in later on.
I don't even know why he's sitting next to me. He already did talk to the compliance officer and told me he was out.
Oh, man. Y'all tune in for that, man. Y'all got to catch that. That's coming. That's a good one, too. Yeah, that's coming. That's coming. Hey, that's been another episode of Crunchtime Survivor Podcast with Clark Atlanta University head coach Teddy Keaton. Hey, Coach Keaton, straighten me. And I'm gonna need y'all, man, to stop playing.
You know it's like
Stop
that.
playing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Appreciate everybody who listened and tuned in. Shout out to my mom. I know she's out there listening. That's my number one fan right there. Mama Keaton loves
Your mama, my fan too. She like, hey,
right.
look, your mama, boy, she like everything we do, boy. Mama Keaton, hey, we love you. We love you. I'm your biggest fan.
She stopped playing with my mama.
She stopped playing. Hey, what
you
you say? I drank all the water in this river. Before I worry about what you think about me. You hear me? You hear me? Yes, sir.
We there. We appreciate everybody that jumped on. Hopefully we left some knowledge for you guys. And this is real. Like I said, we do everything we can to help young men get where they got to go, present an opportunity so you can create value for yourself and do your job and do what you're supposed to do. And when we're here at 3 o'clock today, if you're in the A, stop by, show some love to us. We're building something great over here, and I'm hoping everybody can be a part of it. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank y'all. Hey, well, our time is up. We'll holler at y'all, man.
Yes, sir.
Till we see y'all again. It's love. Hey, don't forget, Rap Snacks. Shout out to our sponsors, Rap Snacks, Black Love, Mozzie.
Yeah.
Oh, man, hey, we appreciate y'all, man. We got some tater chips coming out. Y'all think it's a game. Watch what I tell you. Hey, and now it's going to be 53 cents a bag. Yeah, stop playing with us, man. Stop playing with us, man. That's love. That's love. Bye, y'all. Hey, mama.